Today, we're going to be making caramel popcorn without corn syrup. For this sweet recipe, you're going to need popcorn kernels, sugar, butter, salt, baking soda, and vanilla extract. And if you're new here, I'm Maggie. This is No Frills Kitchen, where I teach you how to cook with confidence with nothing fancy required. The first step of this caramel popcorn recipe is to make the popcorn. I recommend popping your own kernels on the stovetop or in a specialized popcorn popper if you have one, in order to make sure you have the right amount. I also like to add my own salt and seasoning to my popcorn so I have more control over the final product. To pop your popcorn, add a couple of tablespoons of neutral oil to a saucepan for which you have a lid. Then add in 1 or 2 popcorn kernels. Put the lid on the pot and set it over high heat. Wait until the test kernels have popped before pouring in the remaining popcorn kernels. Replace the lid on the saucepan and wait again until the first few kernels begin to pop. Then shake the pot vigorously until all of the corn is popped and you hear a pause of 2 to 3 seconds between popping. Remove the pot from the heat and wait until all the kernels quiet down before removing the lid and pouring into a large heat-proof bowl. Season very generously with salt and set aside. Now it's time to tackle the caramel. I've covered how to make classic wet caramel in my chewy caramel recipe, and this follows the exact same method, but I'll go through it again. Add your sugar to a small saucepan and pour a bit of water over it. Set the pan over very low heat and stir the sugar continuously until it is completely dissolved, but be careful during this phase that the syrup does not come up to a boil. This can take time, so be patient because it is absolutely the most crucial step. Your caramel will seize and crystallize if you do not get all of your sugar dissolved. If needed, remove the pot from the heat periodically if you're worried that the syrup is coming up to a boil too quickly. Making caramel popcorn without corn syrup will require a bit more vigilance and patience than if you did just use a liquid sugar of sorts, but it is doable and really easy once you get the hang of it. I have also ruined my fair share of caramel, so I do know how to avoid mistakes. By the way, if you're finding this recipe helpful, it would be awesome if you could hit the thumbs up, as it helps other people find my videos. I'd really appreciate it. Using a pastry brush dipped in water, very gently brush down the sides of the saucepan to get rid of any errant crystals on the sides. You can do this periodically while the syrup is caramelizing, but be very careful not to get the brush in the syrup itself. Once the syrup is boiling, it's super important that you do not stir the mixture anymore. As soon as bubbles begin to break the surface, remove your heat-proof spatula from the syrup. It can take a long time for the syrup to take on any color, but make sure that you don't walk away and watch your caramel like a hawk because it can burn very quickly. Simply watch the syrup bubble away and you will begin to notice it turn a light honey color to a mild amber and finally to a deep amber color. Once your caramel is at a deep amber color and very small wisps of smoke are emerging, immediately remove your saucepan from the heat and add in your butter. The mixture will sputter and foam when this happens, so don't be alarmed, but do be careful. Then stir in your baking soda, salt, and vanilla extract and mix until it's all thoroughly combined. Pour the caramel over the popped popcorn and, using a heat-proof spatula, stir the popcorn until it is evenly coated in caramel. Now, spread the popcorn onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. Then, move it to a preheated 100 degrees Celsius, 210 degree Fahrenheit oven to dehydrate the caramel corn for about 45 minutes to 1 hour, or until it's crisp. Then remove it from the oven and allow it to cool completely. Next, all you need to do is break the caramel popcorn up and move it to a bowl or an airtight container. Or dig in right away. And if you liked this recipe, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my next videos. Enjoy!